Welcome to another edition of Gotta Be a Manual. I'm your host, Kevin Gallagher, and today we got a good one for you. We got one of the most enjoyable cars that you can possibly use as a first car. And if that's true, then why am I coming to you from the front of a high school? Because this car is one of the most sought after cars by people who just got their license. If you pull up into your high school parking lot with this car, you got bragging rights. What is it? It's the Subaru WRX. And a few things that help you feel good about a car is when you look at it to begin with. This car is cool looking. There's no doubt about it. First of all, I don't know if it comes out in the filming, but the paint job here has this nice kind of white, but it's got the pearly whiteness to it. It's a great looking paint color. It's a stock color. You got this wonderful looking hood intake for cooling the engine. I love it when people put these extra splitters on the front. There's so much that you can modify on this car. In fact, most people who buy these cars do indeed modify them. Now, this is the generation that was built from 2015 to 2021. And this is just the base Subaru WRX. The higher trim line, the one that's even a little bit more sought after, is the STI. This is not that, but the STIs give you a little bump up in horsepower. What are we talking about right here? We're talking about 268 horsepower, which doesn't seem like a heck of a lot nowadays. But when they first came out with this back in 2015, because again, this generation ran from 2015 to 2021, that was a fair amount of horsepower in a car that weighs 3,300 pounds. And again, it drives, you'll see in a minute, it drives like it's a lot lighter. It's really peppy. I can't wait for you to go on the ride with us. Other things that we get to see on here is, it's got this really cool side venting here behind the front wheels. Now this car did not come with the back wing, but it's added on by almost everyone, and it just looks awesome. There isn't much you can do to modify this car and make it look worse. You can't over-modify it. It's a really cool looking car. I get why people like it, and hey, you know what? You gotta have a sunroof. I love having a sunroof. Yeah, the first emotion you get is when you walk up this car and see it, it looks fantastic. Now we wanna see how it drives. Let's get in. All right, rolling through the gears of this 2019 Subaru WRX. First impressions. First of all, it's fun. This is a fun car. I totally get why younger people like this car. It is fun. It's not going to overwhelm you with horsepower. I think it's about 268 horsepower, which, believe me, is not bad, right? The car weighs about 3,300 pounds, but when you're in it and driving it, it doesn't feel like that weight. It feels lighter. It's very nimble. The handling, the steering is surprisingly responsive. You move the wheel and the car moves with it more than I thought it would. That's a really good experience. That feels good. What I would say about the gear shifter, the stick is very wobbly. It's got a lot of movement to it. I'm not gonna judge this car against more expensive cars, obviously, so I think for this car, that's fine. The clutch comes out kind of hard. It's very much like a sports car. The clutch really pushes you back, and it travels about half the distance before it starts grabbing. For my own personal style of driving, that's a little too late. I like to feel a clutch grab sooner than that. So I'm feeling like I'm really letting my leg come back pretty far before it grabs. And that's really only a problem in first gear coming off of a stop, especially if you're on a hill or something like that. Once you're in the second or third gear, that's not a big deal anymore. But yeah, the responsiveness of this car, again, 268 horsepower, at 3,300 pounds of weight on this car, but it feels a lot faster than it probably is. This is a fun car to drive. So let me speak to the parents out there right now. So if you're trying to get your parents to buy one of these cars, I'm speaking to your parents right now, you make sure you send them this video. You know what? There's a good reason to maybe have your kids get this car as one of their first cars if they want a manual transmission. Number one, I think it's gonna be an easy clutch to learn how to drive on. So if they don't know how to drive manual already, I think this is a nice one. Number two, the price point on this car. This is a 2019, I think it was picked up for around $20,000 all in. That's the price of the car, taxes, all that stuff. It's about a $20,000 car. You can go on to other websites right now and see online that these cars, this generation of the WRX ran from, I believe, 2015 or 2016 all the way to 2021. This generation, or that generation I should say, you can still pick up fairly low mileage cars, ones in the 50, 55,000 range. You can still pick them up for the teens right now, teens in very low 20s. So the price point is fantastic. The looks of the car, we've already covered the looks from the outside. It's a great looking car. That roof vent, the hood scoop I should say, it's just really cool looking. And when you put things like the spoiler on the back, it's a good looking car. There's another acceleration off of in the first gear off a stop. Man, this is fun. And it sounds great. There's another reason to buy the car. It sounds great. It doesn't sound like a supercar or anything like that. You know what this car sounds like? You know, sometimes when people get cars and they modify the exhaust, and you know what I'm talking about. You see these people driving around town every now and then, and the exhaust is louder than the speed of the car. You know what I'm saying? Where they're doing 20 miles an hour, yet their exhaust is blaring out as if they're doing 100. That's not what this is. This exhaust is not overly loud, but it's got a nice little rumble to it, but it is perfectly tuned for the speed of the car. It's right, it fits the speed you're going to, which really makes it that much more engaging. The other thing I would say to the moms and dads out there is don't forget, this is a Subaru. Two things to remember about that. Number one, it's built to last. These are great cars. Subaru makes great cars. So your maintenance on something like this is not gonna be a big deal. Even if you buy one with probably slightly higher miles, I wouldn't be afraid of that as long as it's been well maintained. The other thing I would say is this, and this is important because again, this car is very attractive to younger people. Younger people tend to get in accidents every now and then. It happens, right? This is about the highest rated in terms of safety that you can get in a car this size. Again, it's a Subaru, no surprise, right? So with all of those reasons, yeah, this is a good first car to have for somebody. It's got 4 seats, it's got 4 doors. You can bring people around it, it's very practical. The trunk space is pretty good, but the drive feels great. It's a little throttle happy. What I mean by that is if you just touch this throttle, it can accelerate kind of quickly. And I don't mean accelerate fast. Of course, it's not an overly fast car. It's just enough to keep it exciting. Yeah, so just driving around town here, again, the only thing that I would say is a little off-putting about driving this car around town. We just did the town track right now. We'll do the open road track here in a minute. But the town track driving through stop signs and stop lights and behind people, what I would say to that is the clutch pushes you back a little bit. So doing that a number of times in town, I could see how that might frustrate somebody. I love driving a stick shift, obviously, so it wouldn't frustrate me, but yeah, I can see how this would be a little challenging around town. But the acceleration is fantastic. So again, I think that once you get out of the local roads and you start driving this a little more spirited, which we're about to do in a minute, I think it's really gonna come to life. So I'll tell you what, let's get out of here and let's get out on the country road tracks and kind of rip through this thing and see what it can do for us, okay? See you out there. All right, so listen, at Gotta Be Emanual, we take our car runs on 2 different little tracks that we call them here. It's called Town and Country. So the first part of our review is always driving it through the town. Stop lights, stop signs, traffic. And the other part we do is the country roads. That's where we get to rip it a little bit and see what the car can do. See how the throttle feels. And right now we are in we're in third gear doing about 3,500 RPMs. Hey, this thing revs up to over it comes up to about 6,500 RPMs. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Remember, this is a 2-liter, 4-cylinder, turbocharged engine. So when you can get about 6,500 RPMs out of that, that's pretty good. I like it. It feels good. So unfortunately now someone has decided to jump out in front of us, so we can't go as fast as we want. But I am revving this out pretty good. Again, I'll have to admit, the sound calibration in this car, where the sound is calibrated to the kind of the speed you're doing, is perfect. It's perfect. I wouldn't want to modify this exhaust note any differently. Everybody who gets these cars, they do. They modify them a lot in terms of the sound. But I just think stock, it's pretty good. God, I like this. It's almost loud enough to piss off the neighbors. So be careful if you start the car up early in the morning. But this is fun, yeah. Oh, and you know what? That little acceleration there, oh wow. Wow. It's surprisingly good. All right, you know what? Parents, don't buy this for your kids. It's too fun. They should not be driving a car more fun than you're driving. At least when you buy it for them, make sure you tell them that you get to drive it once in a while. Yeah, but I get it. I get why this car is so sought after. Price point, build quality, safety ratings, fuel economy. This car has it all. It's got practicality, got seats in the back, 4 doors. This is a really well-built car. Now again, it's not going to set any track records. You're not going to take this out on a track and impress anybody. But if you want something that just feels good and is tuned for driving around town and being on back roads, and oh, a nice little acceleration right there. That's really good. Then this car hits everything you need. This makes you feel good. This is why we got licenses. This is why we drive. This is why we like to drive a manual. It just feels good. You know what? I'm saying that about just the base WRX. I've never driven the STI. I'll tell you what, if you've got an STI out there and you would be so kind as to let us drive it and review it, especially on the heels of reviewing this, man, we'd love to hear from you in the comments, or you can send us an email. We'd love to come out and see you and maybe test drive your STI version, and we can see how that stacks up against just the regular WRX. Because if I'm enjoying the WRX this much, I can only imagine what I'll do with the STI. It's gotta be a lot of fun. So I'll tell you what, that's about all we got for you right now. I appreciate you coming along for the ride. This is a great car. It's a great first car, and again, it's a very learnable car. I think you could learn how to do manual transmissions on this car. Again, my only 2 things I would say about it to leave you with this: the clutch does come back a little too far for my driving style, and it comes back kind of hard. So keep that in mind. And the other thing is, there's a lot of wiggle here in the stick. So it's not a real tight shift that it fits into its slots very directly, but you're not going to have trouble looking for where to put it. It finds the home pretty well. But that's the only thing I would say. Little wiggly and a little rough on how the clutch comes back. But other than that, God, what a fun